Designing with light, a guide to architectural lighting. Most homes today have at least one light fixture in every room, from the kitchen to bedroom to bathroom and beyond. In many cases, several are found in the same room, used for different purposes like general lighting and task lighting. But how do you know what kind of light fixtures to use in which rooms? When it comes to designing with light, there are many factors to consider, including the size of the room and its layout as well as your tastes and budget. Let's look at some tips for designing with light in your home or office space. Don't forget about atmosphere. No matter what kind of space you're trying to create, the atmosphere is key. And one of the most important elements in setting the tone of a room is lighting. But with so many different types of fixtures and bulbs on the market, it can be tough to know where to start. That's why we put together this guide to help you choose the right architectural lighting for your next project. Understanding how architectural lighting works and why it's so important is a great first step. But, just as importantly, you need to know what you're doing with light, where you should position lights, and when they should be on. In our architectural lighting guide, we break down each component of your space that you can enhance with light to achieve your desired atmosphere. A little help from your friends. If you're thinking about adding some extra light to your home, consider architectural lighting. This type of lighting can help improve the look and feel of any space. Plus, it can be a great way to add some extra interest to your home's design. Here are a few tips to get you started. If you want to learn more about adding architectural lighting to your home, be sure to talk to a professional. Be sure you're finding a knowledgeable and reputable company that will work closely with you during your project. The last thing you want is for someone who doesn't understand how light works or how different designs can impact the space, to add some architectural lighting without considering these things. What is directional light? Directional light comes from a single source and shines in one direction. It can be used to create interesting shadows and highlight certain features in a space. When designing with directional light, it's important to consider the size, shape, and intensity of the light source. Directional light can be natural or artificial. The sun and moon are two examples of directional light sources that create shadows in different ways depending on which time of day they appear. Whether it's inside or outside, there are architectural lighting fixtures available for creating directional light. Understanding ambient light. Ambient light is the natural light that comes from the sun or other sources. It can be either direct or indirect. When planning your architectural lighting, you need to take into account the ambient light in the space. This will help you determine how much artificial light you will need to supplement the existing light. In addition, you need to consider the direction of the ambient light when choosing your fixtures. Direct ambient light is typically supplied by windows, skylights, or exterior walls that are receiving direct sunlight. The intensity of direct ambient light depends on both its direction and time of day. As a result, you need to think about not only where your architectural lighting will be installed but also how it will affect your use of natural light in specific situations. For example, do you want task lighting during dinner parties? Or do you want general lighting for ambience? Knowing how to utilize local resources is key. No matter what type of business you're in, knowing how to utilize local resources is key to success. For example, if you're a restaurant owner, you'll want to source your ingredients from local farmers and purveyors. Not only will this help you get the freshest and best tasting food, but it will also support your community. Where should I place my lights? There's more to good lighting design than just placing a few lamps around a room. To create a well-lit space, you need to consider the functions of the room, the style of the space, and the type of light fixtures available. Here are a few tips on where to place your lights. Important keywords: downlight, linear light, strip light, wall washer, magnetic track light.